There are still several breadcrumbs left from mandatory minicamp, including some buzz on Olu Fashanu. We talk about it. Plus, she can stay at left tackle. Más importante. Let's roll.
Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Paul Liston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your gosh darn podcast. And this is a subject matter, quite frankly. I have this little notebook here beside me, and it's kind of like topic list of like things I want to get to, and normally the day I want to get to it. And then if something break happens, like, all right, let me rearrange. Boop, 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 boop. And this is one I wanted to get to earlier this week, but didn't have the opportunity. And this is some remnants from mandatory minicamp with what Robert Saleh said about Olu Fashanu, the first-round draft choice, number 11 overall, because the Jets went number 10 overall. And then they traded from 10 to 11, did that swap with the Minnesota Vikings, and Jedi mind-tricked them to give us some free capital, appreciate it, and still get the player the Jets wanted, which ultimately was the Penn State offensive tackle, Olu Fashanu. While he doesn't have a clear path to a starting position, Tyron Smith starting at left tackle, Morgan Moses starting at right tackle, apparently the arrow has been pointed in the right direction. Why don't we do this? We'll roll the footage. This is Robert Saleh, head coach of the New York Jets, highlighting Olu Fashanu at a recent mandatory minicamp presser. Roll.
Progress report on Olu, and just in terms of how he's come along. Obviously, offensive lineman without pads is not ideal for evaluating, but just maybe some areas of strength, some areas he needs to work on.
Great mover. Everything that we saw from a draft from the evaluation standpoint in the draft is true to form. Great young man. He's soaking it up. We've in our team meeting today, he was highlighted with regard to this, because you can't have the physicality, but you can see with regard to intent and technique and all that stuff, and things that he was trying to do in week one compared to what it looks like now after seeing his Tyron do it, and the experience he has in that room, and he's deliberate in the way he approaches the game, and he's always going to have things he has to work on. But I'm really looking forward to him getting out there in training camp with pads on to see it all come to fruition.
Will he work exclusively at left tackle in training camp?
As of now, that's the plan.
Okay, we'll get back to that final comment in just a second, but, it's hard for a lot of these players. Guys like Malachi Corley, who still has not signed his rookie contract yet. By the way, no worries on that, apparently. Nick Faria joined us on Boy Green Meets Woody yesterday, the live 3 o'clock show. If you guys have not started checking out at Sirius, make sure you guys do. We are live every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 o'clock, and every Thursday it's a third-party Thursday where another individual joins me and Woody. And Nick Faria said no worries whatsoever on the Corley stuff. But Corley is another one that makes a lot of sense that until the pads come on, you can't really see his superpower, which seems to be one of Robert Saleh's favorite words of choice in terms of breaking tackles and showing some chutzpah and things of that nature. So he is not akin to be shining in OTAs or mandatory minicamp. And neither offensive lineman, because you're not getting a lot of trench warfare, mano-a-mano action. You're not getting a lot of that. So like guys like Olu Fashanu, typically, are not guys that could stand out, nor are any of the other offensive linemen. But you could see it from Tyron, if we're being specific about him. The footwork, the strength. Oh, boy. Like, Tyron Smith looks like the real deal. And that's if you guys have been watching this show, I've been on there for some time. So I appreciate what Tyron's brought to the table. But it's great to hear that Olu Fashanu was highlighted in a team meeting for his impressive stuff from the beginning of camp to the end of camp. in terms of the beginning of OTAs to the end of mandatory minicamp. I love that he was being highlighted. And that last piece of what Robert Saleh said is such an important piece to me, where he was asked, Robert Saleh was asked, is Olu Fashanu going to exclusively work at left tackle? And Saleh said, as of now, that's the plan. Now, you can listen or view that in two ways. Me, I'm viewing it optimistically, saying, okay, that's their plan, which is good news. Now, Olu doesn't have to learn Guatemalan. He doesn't have to learn 20 positions. He learns one position. By the way, the one position he predominantly played in college. Sure, he must have, apparently, as Olu has admitted himself, has played some, right tackle in practice. But we're not talking about practice, Allen Iverson. We're talking about the game. And the game has Olu Fashanu playing left tackle, so I love that the Jets are keeping him there. And I know we've had this happen a lot over the last couple of years. George Fant, his Saleh admits that his blessing is his curse, so we got to play him everywhere. Elijah Tucker, his blessing is his curse, so we have to play him everywhere. The fact of the matter is, the Jets, I'm hoping, learn their lesson from last time. We have a column here in the YouTube description you can check out on this. I wrote a week or two ago about this subject matter. And it's this. Think about this. Elijah Tucker, the guy the Jets traded up for in the first round of that 2021 NFL draft, moving up 9 spots to get a guard, which caught a lot of flack from Seth Walder and the ESPN analytical people. And it looked great in year one. AVT appeared in 16 of the 17 games. People said he had all kinds of star potential. He was named a member of the Pro Football Writers Association's all-rookie team. The arrow pointed in the right direction. Oh boy, the Jets found a stud on the offensive line. And then what did the Jets do? They put him at different positions. In 2022, he got snaps at left tackle, right guard, right tackle. In 2023, he got snaps at right guard, right tackle. What is the commonality in those 2 seasons and all the moving of positions? Is he got hurt. Coincidence? He didn't move his rookie year and he only missed 1 game. He moved the last 2 years. He missed 22 games. Not trying to be a detective here, but it seems like that could have been a contributing factor, which is something Saleh has admitted publicly on multiple occasions. So I'm hoping that the Jets learn their lesson, because they said it earlier in the offseason with ABT, we're committed to keeping at one position, and hopefully that's the same thing for Fashanu. Now, this isn't typical. For teams not to have a swing tackle, which normally you have a starting 5, left tackle, left guard, center, right tackle. You have a 5, and then normally in the NFL, a team then has a 6th man, NBA style, and that 6th man is normally your swing tackle. That if an injury happens to the left or an injury happens to the right, that guy steps into the equation regardless. That's your typical swing tackle. Swing to left, swing to the right. I feel like Beyonce. To the left, to the right, perhaps. A little shimmy shake, okay? But the Jets, on paper, are not doing that. They're putting Olu at left, and Carter Warren currently is the lead guy in the clubhouse at right, which means that if Tyron gets hurt, Olu Fashanu is our starting left tackle. If Morgan Moses gets hurt, it is not Fashanu, it'll be Carter Warren, which scares some people. I heard Woody complaining about that the other day. But I love just getting Olu. They say that jack of all trades thing, jack of all trades, but master of none. Sometimes you spread the butter pretty thin on the toast when you're trying to do too many things. And this goes to all kinds of positions. Like Dax Hill, who goes to the Bengals, can play safety, corner, this or that. Isaiah Simmons, who got drafted top 10 by the Cardinals, he can play linebacker, safety, corner, this, that, all these crazy-ass positions. But what can he do? One thing. Sometimes we get kind of lost in versatility, which is cool and interesting. Like, bottom end of the roster guys have to have versatility to show their feathers in the cap to be there. But Olu is not in that position. He's a first-round draft choice. AVT is not in that position. He's a first-round draft choice. Just do your job, and we'll be just fine. That's me. That's why I lean. So I'm for the Jets doing this, where Olu's going to be at left and Carter Warren's going to be at right. Let Olu be the best possible left tackle he can be. I don't want to see him at guard. I don't want to see him at right tackle. I don't want to see him anywhere. And I know some people will complain because an 11th overall draft choice should find a way to get on the field, and if he should be competing with Morgan, since that's a clear path. He ain't beating out a Hall of Famer and Tyron Smith, obviously. So on the other side, could he compete? That's what a lot of Jet fans have said, and I said maybe he could, but I'm good. Let's let Olu be awesome at left tackle. That is an absolute win if he is our left tackle for the next decade. And then we can figure out the other positions. That's why you got 53 men on our roster. Olu Fashanu, he doesn't have to be Superman. Just be Clark Kent. Okay? Just do your job at the Daily Planet. You're a left tackle. That's what your resume says. Be a left tackle. That's what the Jets are saying. The plan is now. I don't really like the extracurricular vernacular there at the end. For now, that's the plan as of now. I prefer that that's the plan forever. But I like that that's the plan for now. At least that's the initial plan. So let's keep that plan rolling. And let's see what Olu Fashanu can do. I think that's an important piece to the puzzle. That's a very important piece to the puzzle. Let's keep him there. Let him develop. Let's see. And as we get a couple of questions and comments in here. Phil, is Carter Warren just hyped? I haven't seen much. There's been a lot of in-house promotion from the New York Jets on Carter Warren. He was forced to start at the tail end of last year, which is intriguing in some respects. I think he appeared in 8 games, started 6, something like that. Off the top of my head, I believe that's what it was for Carter Warren. He showed some level of chutzpah. I think some people overreacting where they're like, Carter Warren's got to be so far from the starting lineup. He was a draft choice, a 4th-round draft choice, if I'm not mistaken, that the Jets are developing. Max Mitchell, another former 4th-round draft choice. And that's what happens. You're supposed to develop talent and have them in there. You can't have superstars at every position and backup positions and all this other jazz. You have to have development. That's the key. So is he hyped? Probably overhyped to the level that the Jets are pumping him out. Because if he was as hyped as the Jets indicated, well, they wouldn't have signed Tyron. They wouldn't have traded for Morgan. And they wouldn't have drafted Olu Fashanu. They would have drafted Brock Bowers or something. So the hype doesn't meet the substance in that respect. That at the beginning of the offseason, it's like, Jet people, watch out for Carter Warren. And I heard Rich Cimini talk about it and a couple of the other team insiders. Again, they didn't put their money where their mouth was if they were really hyped up on Carter Warren. But I don't think he's some schlub either. Obviously, he battled injuries in his final season at Pitt. He battled some injuries here that kind of took away his, not this season, the prior first NFL rookie season, where he battled a lot of action, which obviously kept him away from getting that work in, which can be an important piece to the puzzle. So, yeah, is Carter Warren overhyped? Yeah, maybe a little, but I think it's now coming back down to earth based on where it was a little bit earlier, which that part I'm pretty excited about. Yeah, I think we all want to know, where the hell did Ricky get his jerseys from, which I'm looking forward to him debuting another one when we open up the phone lines here in a few minutes, but he has like 12, 25, he's got like the whole 53-man roster in jerseys being sent to him. Absolutely spectacular. But hey, he knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy, which we all need. No doubt about it. Phil, I agree, Paul. Moving the players around too much is a bad idea. NFL's hard enough. True story. True story. John Bushnell here. Endorsement of Carter Warren, Max Mitchell. I would imagine that's another way to look at it, too, by keeping Olu at left. And Morgan, obviously, he tore his pec last year. He didn't appear in all the games, which he had been reliable for a long time of not missing a game. I think that was his first game he missed. I think he admitted on the Jets podcast. First game of injury missed in like a 9-year run or something. So, obviously the Jets are putting the eggs in the basket of 2 youngsters, Carter Warren and Max Mitchell. And yesterday, Nick Faria, he said Max Mitchell is a lock to make the roster. So there were some people with some hubbub about Max Mitchell. He called him a lock to make the roster. I think he showed some chutzpah, and then he had the blood clots. That seems like I don't know, I've never had blood clots before, but it seems like a compromising thing to come back from. So I think Carter Warren showed some. I think Max Mitchell showed some. I'm not saying these guys are all pros or anything, but let's see how they compete. A couple of young guys battling for roster spots. Let's see what happens. And then obviously my boy, Cole Laval, baby. He'll be someone I'm rooting for. He'll certainly be someone I'm rooting for. There's no doubt about that. And I'll open up the phone lines early as I'm continuing to go through the comment section here. We're here on a Friday. I'm also considering in the future maybe doing some Jets trivia Fridays because on my radio show, something that we do is we do fun Friday games where it's some sports, but also some pop culture and things. But I'm thinking about doing a different version of where it's a Jets trivia. And I think we could come up with some fun stuff, to be honest with you. So that would be kind of interesting if we do that. So if there's some interest from the great people, that is something I would be willing to entertain. We'll get back into that at some point. I like that. All right, video link to join. We've now put that in the comment section. If you'd like to join, feel free to click that link. We're streaming live right now on the Heavy on Jets Facebook page. Heavy supporting the show. We appreciate you. YouTube.com/BoyGreen25 and Twitter @BoyGreen25. However, if you'd like to call into the show, you must hop on over to the YouTube channel, which again is youtube.com/BoyGreen25, which is also on the scrolling ticker that I never acknowledge, but it is right here where it's talking about my social media, but also the YouTube channel, which again is youtube.com/BoyGreen25. Branding, baby. Also, recently we explained the Boy Green nickname and all that stuff. Pretty good stuff. All right, let me catch back up on the comments here. Oh, what is this? Let me see here. There's some drama. Let me see. Something about... Oh, Denzel Mims. Oh, let me shout out to Phil. Yeah, Denzel Mims. He was on the Steelers since like the back end of last year, gets cut, picked up by the Jaguars. Denzel Mims. He will not die. I respect it. I respect his NFL career continuing. But I can't believe, though, that old Denzel Mims, who we remember we're at number 48 overall, we trade back to like 59, and a couple receivers go off the board like Chase Claypool. That one didn't work out. Van Jefferson, that one didn't work out. So I guess the Jets ultimately didn't miss out on anybody, I guess, because those receivers they traded back for didn't work. But Denzel Mims, good Lord, never caught a touchdown pass with the Jets. There's your fun fact trivia. Crazy. Maybe he'll get a shot somewhere. I don't know. Obviously, the Jets knew. Us Jet fans, I remember how hyped we were about Denzel Mims. Good times. Elijah Moore. Apparently, I recently did an article. I think it was because of Denzel Mims. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure we did the article on Denzel Mims where he went through the history of second-round pick wide receiver failures in the 21st century. The Jets haven't had a good one yet. They have not had a good one yet. Here it is. Yeah, here's my article. I'm jumping around to you. You guys can check out all my articles on Heavy on Jets. Here it is. 2021, the Jets select Elijah Moore, the number 34 overall pick. And he's a player people talked about. Ooh, the Jets got a steal. He should have been a first-round draft choice. By the way, that's what they also said about Denzel Mims. Ooh, could have been a first-round pick. And Moore, people called him a superstar in the offseason. He apparently wrote on his mirror all the players that went ahead of him, like a Game of Thrones Arya Stark, which, by the way, Age of Dragon, pretty gosh darn good. That's what I'd say. Or House of Dragon. I always call it Age. It's House of Dragon, which is a good show on Sunday nights. But, you get that Arya Stark stuff, and we're like, oh, man, Elijah Moore, he's great. He gets traded. 2015, Jets select Devin Smith out of Ohio State, number 37 overall. Another star from the Buckeyes, Flopopotamus. 2012, Stephen Hill. Ah, what a name. Georgia Tech. Jets traded up to land him. 6'5", 209 pounds, ran a 4.36 40-yard dash, and a whole lot of nothing. Mims, Hill, Elijah Moore, Devin Smith. The bodies that lay in this graveyard are depressing. From a second-round pick perspective. We've had a second-round overall curse, but specifically at wide receiver, we haven't had a gosh darn good wide receiver that was drafted in the second round in the 21st century. It has not happened yet, but maybe we'll see. Maybe that will change. But shout out to Denzel Mims. Continue the NFL path. He's on the 90-man roster for the New York Jets. Good morning, everybody. Murdoch here. Good morning, Paulie. Appreciate you. Everyone in the chat. K Brock, Polly, appreciate you. God bless. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, I heard, and then earlier I missed the comment, but apparently Jets, Dak Prescott. Here's the thing. I am all in on 2024. There are questions for 2025. Oh, these guys are eligible for contracts. What's going to happen with this? What's going to happen with that? And we can have those chats when those questions arise. But for me, my blinders are on, baby. 2024 is the most important thing and the only thing to me. We'll figure out 2025 stuff later. Like if there's an extension announced tomorrow, of course we'll discuss the impact and all that crap about extensions and things, but I'm in the here and now. So, yes, the Dak Prescott, sure. Could he become a free agent next year? That's possible. Based on everything that's here, if the Cowboys don't give him an extension, they can't tag him because it'd be cost prohibitive. Yes, sure. That's certainly possible. But the fact of the matter is I'm riding the Aaron Rodgers train, and if we win the championship, he wants to walk away after that, then fine. We'll figure it out after that. But right now we got Aaron Rodgers, so I have not swam in the Dak Prescott New York Jets waters. I like Dak Prescott a lot. I think he's a really good quarterback. I don't think people give Dak Attack his proper love. I like Dak, but I'm cool with Aaron Rodgers. Thank you very much. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Ricky's got to have another jersey by now. The shipping lords. Let's go to Ricky, New York. No. But I like the main shirt, though. That's nice.
Yeah, no jerseys. No jerseys yet. I've been checking the mailbox every day, but hopefully tomorrow, if I call or something, I'll have one.
All right, great. You've got a good guy, though. Whoever your guy is for jerseys, he's great. Yeah.
It's a place that Jake Asman hooked me up with.
Oh, nice. Okay, Jake's a good guy. Yeah.
Reach out to Jake. He's got the hookup. Or you know what? Just like DM me on Twitter, and I'll give you the link to it.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Which I just sent you something on Twitter a minute ago.
Okay, I'll have to go and look at that. Yeah.
Dude, it's my favorite college coach hiking a football, and man, he nails this little tiny target from about 20 yards away. Like I'm like, that could be our long snapper. That's brutal.
Wow.
Crazy.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah. He does a lot of impressive stuff. Pretty crazy. You can see why Jermaine and Jordan and even Huff, like all those guys, love him. He's definitely a fire dude, and not much you can't do. But
that's cool.
Back to the Jets.
Sure.
Dude, you know what? Ever since it was your show talking about the potential Rams trade that we turned down.
Yes, yeah.
There have been all kinds of people. And I admit, that now the first trade I was okay with them turning down, but then when I heard that second one, I was like, oh, and a second too, because I was thinking, what if we got the player the Rams got with their second pick?
Sure.
Which was, a kick-ass defensive tackle we could have put next to Q.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is if we had done that, we wouldn't have Olu. And as much as I would have liked, one of those other players with that second rounder, I wouldn't sacrifice him to get it. At the end of the day, I think we did the right thing. I mean, we basically got the best left tackle in the entire draft at pick 11, which, if you ask me, is pretty damn good value. Mm-hmm. And, he may not play a ton this year, God willing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He won't. But I was saying this to Jake the other day. I was like, dude, we've got Olu, who can learn from Tyron Smith and sit behind him. We got Jordan Travis that can, sit behind Rodgers. We got Stigers that can learn from Sauce. I mean, we have got the pipeline is strong, right now. With
Even the
Jets.
Hassan Reddick one. Go to any of the young pass rushers to a guy who's dominated the last 4 years. Yeah, the I love all the mentor. We got the Big Brother program at the New York Jets right now.
Oh
It's phenomenal.
yeah, definitely. And that was one thing that stood out to me from the Nolan Smith interview was him talking about how Hassan took all the guys under his wing, and so yeah, I mean, I think we got guys that are going to be good players. That instead of throwing them to the wolves for a change, we can actually develop them and get that seasoning just right and make sure it's perfect. And when they get on the field, they'll be ready. And I think we've got the right group of guys to mentor them too.
I think you're right.
Yeah, everything's looking good for us. Things are headed in the right direction, and I just can't wait for the damn year to start.
I know, man. It's like sometimes this big ass gap feels as long as it is, which again is somewhere in the ballpark of 40 days. Then sometimes I just think of all the things that are coming up, and then once we kind of get past this, I'm like, oh, another milestone. Okay, now it's even shorter. Now it's even shorter. So I go back and forth, but it is ultimately, I think we can all concur, it is a long ass time, but I am excited because it's right around the corner.
Well, yeah, and right now we're kind of in that weird dead period between like OTAs and training camp, and it's like, at least before we could get a Rodgers no look pass here and there to keep the juices flowing and keep us all fired up, but now right now there's just nothing, and I hate this time of year, but it'll be over with soon enough. And boy, let me tell you what, when this year starts, there's going to be a lot of AFC East fans of the other three teams that are in for a big surprise.
I can't wait, and I'm happy to deliver it. Let's roll, baby. And it's just long overdue. It's just been too damn long, and we all deserve this. And it's time to claim the our rightful place on the throne.
Well, you know what? The thing is nobody's going to hand it to you. We got to go out there and take it. And I think we got the guys and the mindset to do it. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Thanks, Ricky. I appreciate you, pal. And Ricky joining us here on the show. And I love these references, Brian. What's up, Elroy? Again, now it's a thing. We have an inside joke running now of Elroy, baby. That's exactly what I bring to the table. You bet your sweet buns. All right, let's go to Jared B here. Paul, what does this mean for Brees? Running back Ramondre Stevenson agreed on a 4-year, $36 million extension with the New England Patriots. That includes $17 million guaranteed. I'm going to be honest, nothing. Ramondre's a very fine player. He hadn't really gotten hurt prior to last year. He can run the ball, catch the ball. But he and Brees are just different breeds. So to be honest, I don't think that really affects him at all. From Brees' comments, it sounds like if he can have the Christian McCaffrey-esque season that he was kind of hinting at during his media availability, I think Brees is trying to look more at those waters. Again, my father thinks he will be in basically the Ramondre Stevenson territory. If we're going to, kind of compare it here, he believes that's a contract Brees is going to get. That's basically what he explained earlier this week. He believes that contract that Stevenson just got, the 4-year 36, is basically the deal Brees is going to get. He believes. And that was before Stevenson even got paid this number, but this just looks like the contract he was talking about. So, which, like I said, I find somewhat interesting. I think Brees is going to get more than that. Again, I'd be happy if he got less because that's good for the Jets, but I think he's going to get more than that, to be honest with you. But that's good. It's good to throw that out there. Got a Tio, Uncle Tio here. Good morning, Boy Green Coffee Crew. Again, also, guys, for the 300 people that are watching right now, of course, like the video, hit subscribe. That's a free way to contribute. And it may seem small, but it makes a massive difference. So I appreciate that every time you guys can do that, whether you're a regular fan or someone that kind of comes in and out, that makes a tremendous difference. If you want to go the extra mile, feel free, the Boy Green Coffee Club. Join us. It is a group. I will be honest, when I made a YouTube membership, I just called it something random. But then you guys kind of put claim to your own, calling yourselves the Coffee Club. And now it's become this group that people are in, and it's really cool. So Make sure you guys join that on the YouTube membership, Boy Green Coffee Club. It helps keep the show, keeps the lights on. So I appreciate you. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. NY Jets FL here on the program. What's up, buddy?
Paul, good morning. The Stevenson contract, he kind of reminds me of Braylon Allen a little. I don't think he's quite the same kind of back that Brees is. Brees, I think, may be a little more explosive, and I think this is the year you're going to see him kind of maximize his potential. Also, a question. I heard something about the Dak Prescott thing, and I'm not thinking too far ahead, but can we continue to develop the team? Young studs, defense, offense, and just add quarterbacks. I mean, can we just continue that for a little bit? I just go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, no, that seemed to be Nick Ferria's point. So he's the Jets reporter from Athlon Sports and PFN that joined us yesterday. He said the good thing about what the Jets have set up with is right now, obviously, all the ancillary pieces are relatively cheap. He's talking about Garrett, Sauce, Jermaine, Brees, everybody. And Aaron Rodgers it took a massive pay cut, but he's a quarterback, so he's getting paid decent money. But when he walks away, there will be dead money the Jets have to deal with, but more on that later. But when he gets removed from the puzzle and you have to pay everyone else, Sauce, Garrett, Brees, Jermaine, all these other guys, he said that's where you should have your younger quarterback. Is that Jordan Travis? Is that some rookie? Is that some youngster? Is that whoever the insert guy is? He seemed to say that you go cheap on quarterback at that time to work around the difference. So, yeah, it would be, I'd imagine, for the Dak Prescott people in the audience that who I love Dak Prescott, but the money would be insane because if he's an true unrestricted free agent, good Lord have mercy, he's going to be a $60 million plus quarterback per year. So I don't know how that fits from a cap perspective, but yeah, you probably the next wave after Rodgers, although while I want to compete immediately, would probably have to be a younger guy. And you just hope that Jordan Travis right now is the only other option because Tyrod is old too, but probably Jordan Travis hoping he's your guy until you get another plan after.
Yeah, that would make sense. Well, maybe if we do win a ring or we go far in the playoffs, maybe somebody like Dak or somebody similar would be willing to, now I wouldn't say take a friendly contract, but maybe they'd be willing to go to a winner and try to win a ring. Yeah, Dak is getting a little bit older now. He's not exactly a young player at this point. So maybe he wants to, if we could build something and we just need a quarterback to piece it together, somebody, maybe not even Dak, maybe somebody a little bit less of a higher tier quarterback, like a second tier solid player.
Man, I didn't even realize how old Dak is. He's a little older than I thought. He's 30 right now. He turns 31 before the season starts. Wow, that's a little older than I thought he was. But no, that's a good point too. And I think the ultimate here is the Jets not just getting to the doorstep and then potentially losing, and it's winning it. Because when you win it, there is that honeymoon-esque thing where people want to be a part of that. That could be the key to unlocking other guys to all of a sudden accepting a little less to keep this thing together, what more they could do. Maybe you could still have that if you're the Detroit Lions, right? You get to the NFC Championship game and lose, but then there's enough buzz. But a lot of those guys were taking market resetting deals in a lot of different respects. So, it kind of depends. But I would be intrigued, of course, to win that championship and have that allure of getting some of these guys for slightly cheaper and they don't have to pay this made-up Jets tax everyone always talks about.
True. And the Carter Warren thing is, maybe here we can look back and say, I wouldn't say a blessing in disguise, but maybe that was good, experience for these young players where they might be ahead of where they should normally be. Maybe he is a starter. He flashed at Pitt. I think he played at Pitt.
Correct. Yeah.
I did watch some of his tape and things. He's a little bit raw prospect, I think he's from Brooklyn, I think.
Yes, I think you're right.
But,
yeah, him and Izzy.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll look at it as a positive. And with Max Mitchell, I think the blood clots is medication that's he can manage that.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to have Jordan Travis develop, but that would be ideal. let's just say.
Yeah.
But you gotta have different alternatives. But the offensive line, Paul, I think that's a great thing. If true, that's a great thing. But I'm sure I don't want to go BMAC here today, so let me get off. And I missed a couple of days. My work schedule's been crazy, so I'm a little tired.
That's
But
okay.
I'm burning the oil like Ricky NY. He comes in, he's like beat the crap. So all right, Paul, I'll see you around.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Paul.
I appreciate you. NY Jets FL joining us on the show. All right, let's go from Boy Green to Big Green here on the show. What's up, pal? Yep. Hello? Yep, it's a screen black. I'll take you off, try to bring you back on, Big Green. Yep, all right. Big Green, you might have to just hop in and hop out. It looks like your camera froze, but I'm willing to bring you on the show for sure. Just you may have to kind of come in and come out. We'll see what happens there. On Becton. After seeing Becton dominate the first year, then gets hurt, I need a few seasons to crown offensive lineman. That's fair. By the way, it is what it is, but Becton, right? So he had this whole drama thing with the Jets where he's like, I'm a left tackle. And then he was getting reps at guard with the Eagles. I guess the interest that happened on the free agent market will humble a man. Now he's learning guard. Guess you got to do what you got to do. I like Mekhi Becton. I like him. I'm wishing him the best. It's unfortunate what happened. Hey, I mean, if Becton is Tristan Wirfs, we're in a much different position right now when we're referencing this offensive line, that's for sure. John Sauer asking, where have you gone, Brock Bowers fans? We'll probably have to do another tight end show because that was something Mother effing Chew was reading from me yesterday. ESPN suggested the Jets need to do one final move, and it's at tight end before the season. I think that's a good topic of conversation. We'll probably pocket that for Sunday because Saturday is Hop on Pop. So I'll probably write that in here. So we'll have, Hop on Pop tomorrow, and then I'll think about that tight end show. We'll see here. So we'll keep an eye on that. But apparently people are still on that Brock Bowers train. Okay, maybe we got the audio at least. Let me try this again. Let's go to Boy Green to Big Green. What's up, Big Green? Nothing. Sorry, pal. I don't know what's going on there with your call. Might be it looked like you were in the car, so maybe you're in a tough spot, but I cannot hear or see you. Yeah, there's a lot of hoopla about Brock Bowers. That's for sure. All right, let's keep going down here on the chat. Yeah, Ricky's great. Jerby, they still have some draft hats, just not the one Paul has. They have the one AR was wearing with the new green Jets logo. Yeah, I don't have the only new Jets hat I have and that was the draft one. It's gray with the JETS, over my right shoulder here. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, it's gray with that. That's the only one I have. I don't have any of the brand new logo stuff yet, but I'll have to put that on the wish list for sometime this offseason because those hats look awesome with the oval and the JETS in it. They look very nice. Elroy Green, baby. Yes, we rally. I love it. All right, let's keep going here. Jared B says, well, that would mean Brees getting way more. That's what I think. We'll see. He has to have the season to match. Like Garrett Wilson. That's another good point. Like he's put up really okay numbers franchise record-wise, but not NFL record-wise. And if he wants the bag, I think he has to have that kind of season. Scott Foster says, I heard yesterday the Chargers moved into right tackle. Joe Alt, yeah, they have to. Rashawn Slater's an all-pro left tackle, so he will have to learn right tackle. That is true. We got the Spanish version. Hola, Elroy. Ricky New York with some Spanish. Okay. Phil says, what's the CMC contract? Well, he was the highest paid running back this offseason heading in. He was at $16 million per year, and he signed that a couple of years ago. And he just signed a new extension that lifted that average to $19 million per year. So here's the highest already. Now he's even more the highest. So it's like a 2-year, $39 million contract. It's juicy. And Brees Hall smiled when he was asked about it as media availability. I'm not surprised. He's saying, I hope I want to get there. And I think he was talking about Christian McCaffrey's ability, but with ability comes the money. So I think we all saw where that's going to go. But yeah, that CMC contract is juicy. John Sauer says, if we get Brees for that Ramondre deal, it's a steal. I couldn't agree more. Darren says, your dad trolls your channel, and he will be back. I just confirmed with him on text right before the start of the show. He's back on tomorrow, which I'm sure you guys will really appreciate. K. Brock says, Paul, heard you and Nick Shine are teaming up for the home opener. Yes, those rumors are true, and I will give you guys a lot more details. We're waiting to finalize a few things, but basically it's happening. So me, my father, Woody, who you see on Tuesdays and Thursdays live, us three, plus Nick Shine, Uncle Tio's going to be there. There's a lot of people, and we're waiting for the official numbers on ticket price so you guys can join us. Tailgate price and all that jazz for food and drink and fun and all that jazz. I'd love to meet as many of you guys as possible. So, yes, that is coming up around the corner. Week 3, home opener, the New England Patriots, the New York Jets. And we're just finalizing a few details before we release it to the masses. We just want to make sure we have everything right before we get there. But that is true, K-Brock. That is happening. All right, let's try Big Green again. Big Green. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh, nothing. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Usually too tired in the morning to call in.
That's okay. I don't blame you. That's all right. But I appreciate the support, man. Thank you.
Anytime. I wanted to defend your dad over the whole Aaron Rodgers thing last week.
Okay, let me hear it. All right, let's go.
It's in the title, mandatory. I don't recall mandatory being, you can show up when you want to. But then again, I also don't care if it was up or not. He was there at voluntaries.
But
that's
true.
Semantics. It is mandatory.
Well,
I don't think 2 days is going to kill everybody.
Well, no, but my father would be very proud of you because everyone else has been beating him.
Now, did you hear anything about Roger Goodell and Jerry Jones testifying for something this past week?
Yes. So the
thing, an antitrust lawsuit.
Yeah, it's about the NFL Sunday Ticket. They're all basically NFL. For those who don't know, NFL Sunday Ticket charges you, and I just saw the number they were trying to charge me with. I'm going to try to see if I can get a discount. It's $449 if you want to watch your games this year. That's a lot of moolah, and that's just the straight up price if you're just buying it separate, as I do. I don't have YouTube TV, and that's $449 for that. So basically, what people are trying to do is argue for, can we just buy like a Jets Sunday Ticket package where we guarantee get all the Jets games, and they're fighting for that. They're fighting for lower price. Like, that's what they're battling over. So that's Jerry Jones, that's Roger Goodell, and that's what they're all fighting over in court. Mike Florio does a really good job for Pro Football Talk. If you guys want more details to give you all the lawyer vernacular on what's really going on there. But yes, Jerry, Roger Goodell, and this is the first time Roger Goodell has ever been speaking in open court like that, which is interesting. But they're doing that for NFL Sunday Ticket, which, by the way, is on YouTube now. But you got to pay I just saw the email, $449. Good Lord have mercy. Last year I got a great deal. I got like $150 off of that, so it was like $300 or something. And this year, $449. I'm like, nah, man, I don't want to renew that. I'll find another option. I mean, ultimately, if that's what it is, I'll have to pay. So hopefully they're not listening right now. But because I first off, I enjoy all NFL, but specifically, I want to make sure I watch all my Jet games for obvious reasons and the NFL games beyond that. So I really enjoy the package, but wicked expensive. And if there was a way to get a Jet Sunday Ticket package and it was a reasonable price, I might consider it. And then just for any other games I want to watch, there are outside Jet game times, I could just, kind of mooch off other things like, for the local games that are on CBS and Fox and things of that nature. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that. But, yeah, that's the Jerry Jones thing. And Big Green, I think his call just dropped. But, yes, good question. And, yeah, defending my father. Okay, there's not enough of those people in the world. He'll appreciate that. Tio, is Alt moving to right tackle due to Harbaugh being Harbaugh or the kid not being ready? It's neither of those things, people. Rashawn Slater, for those who are not Chargers people, is one of the best left tackles in football, an all-pro. Of course, Joe Alt, the rookie's not kicking him out of his spot, so Joe Alt has got to learn right tackle, man. Absolutely, he's just got to learn right tackle. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Hep joining us here on the show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. I just wanted to talk about too many games being played, and I think it's kind of like watering down the product a little bit. Maybe if they, like I think you suggested it before, immediately allow the 53-man roster on all those players on the field. Also increase the number of players that were allowed to keep on the roster. And maybe put in another bye eventually. I guess what they had that next game they're probably going to try to stick in there.
100%.
This is part of the reason why people are getting injured, and no one's making it. It seems like to the end. There's always some kind of injury. I mean, it's always been like that.
Yeah.
But I remember when there was a 14-game season. I'm an old timer, and it just seemed like players played like the whole season back then. Even they sucked it up and they played.
Yeah, it feels like that in the old NBA too. Old, relatively speaking, for NBA. Yeah, 100%. It just it feels like those lost times, but it feels inevitable that 18's coming at least. We're at 17 right now, and I think that has to necessitate another bye. And to your point, expand the gosh darn rosters. Why is there, and now there's a weird soapbox, right? You have 53 guys, but it's a game day 45 active. Why do we have to randomly throw 8 guys? Sorry, you just didn't make the cut, pal. You're just not active. Why not? If they're there, and the practice squad too, that sometimes watch from the sideline, like in normal gear outside of this new emergency quarterback role. Why can't they suit up too? They're part of the team. So yeah, I agree. That's got to be a big piece of the puzzle.
I think you're right. All right, bud. See you later.
Appreciate it, Hap. Thank you. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Looks like we got some fresh meat, some new blood here. Google man, hello.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I do want to tell you, first of all, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Been one since about 1990. But I can tell anybody that got a team like the Jets, and you root for them, you got a YouTube channel, that means you're a true fan. And I'm loving that because I swear to God, the Dallas Cowboy fan base, bro, out of pocket. I just heard you say something about Dak Prescott. Now, I swear to God, some of these Cowboy fans, I cannot stand them because, half the fan base cannot stand them, man.
Oh, really? I love Dak Prescott, man. I know some people feel a different way. I freaking love Dak Prescott.
Exactly. And I'm like, so, and to me, my only thing is this. He's not the greatest quarterback of all time, of course. But he's good. I put it like this. He's good enough for us to win a Super Bowl with. Another thing is, even if we don't win the Super Bowl with him, he's not trash. Some of these Cowboy fans, bro, I swear to God. I listen to I watch all the YouTube channels for the Cowboys go. I watch all the channels and I'm listening to the Cowboy fans in the chat, calling him a bum, he trash. And see, another thing is though, I really believe most people that really don't know football like that, they take what ESPN say and run with it. And so, and ESPN is not our friend. They don't. ESPN use the Cowboys for clicks and base and ratings, but most of they talking heads they don't like the Cowboys. So anyways, I just want to tell you, man. Another thing about me is I'm studying a little bit because I had a stroke. So.
Oh, that's okay.
I really don't care because I could have been dead. I could have been dead that morning. And so, yeah, man. I also want to tell you, man. I mean, I love sports, and I got the name. I got the name on Google, man, because there's one dude named he got a YouTube page called Coach Haynes. He's a big time Miami. He's a big time Miami Hurricane fan. And then I'm thinking one day I was telling him. One day I was telling him about I think I told him I got what is called. I think I told him one time I told him I got a photographic memory. And so anyway, so I told him what I tried to tell him was this. I can put like this. I can recall dudes from the 80s and the 90s from.
Oh wow! Oh, now I understand. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so Yeah, man. But yeah, that's all that want to call. Only thing I want to tell you about, like, another thing about nothing about your team is this. So the Jets, well, see me, like I feel like certain teams, if they do win the Super Bowl, they deserve it because y'all fan base is a true fan base.
I appreciate that.
Because the Jets ain't won nothing in or how long, about 50 years or so.
Yeah, it's been over 50 years. Yeah, it was the 1968-1969 season. Yeah, it's been a long ass time. 55 years, something like that. Yeah.
Yep. And see me now I'm about to tell my age. So I can remember watching the Cowboys when I first started watching football.
Mm-hmm.
I seen all three of the fucking my bad. I seen all the three.
That's okay. You can. It's the internet. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah. So I seen all the three Super Bowl victories, and it being like down there 30 years for us. So, but I'm still a fan.
I can respect that. That's it. Through thick and thin, man.
Huh?
I said through thick and thin. That's right. Yeah. Good times, bad times. You're not just here for the Super Bowls and then you skip out the last 30 years. I respect that. Yeah.
Yep.
I appreciate that. Well, thanks for calling in, Google, man. I appreciate you.
Right on. You got it.
All right. That did. I'm going to just be honest. That felt like one of those, TV interviews you do with someone that doesn't want their identity to be known, so it's kind of silhouetted, and then their voice is kind of muffled a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I got the gist of it. I got the most of it. The Google Man nickname. That's cool that he could kind of like spit out things that from different periods of time. That was wow. That was interesting. All right, let's go to the next call here. B-Mac wears adult diapers here on the show.
I just want to talk shit to B-Mac. I mean, that's
sure.
all.
Yeah, feel free.
And it's okay. Darren. I'm on every morning,
okay.
and I like to throw little jabs at Alan and B-Mac and all that stuff.
Sure.
Cool. So I tried to call in because B-Mac wanted to debate me, but he's obviously not here this morning.
No,
because,
he's not.
No, because your show would be going on for an extra, 45 minutes. But now I'm totally with you. I liked what you were saying earlier, that we actually have young studs backing up our studs that we already have that are going to play. I mean, having Olu backing up Tyrone, and even Carter. Carter might be something. There's a lot of people that think he's actually very good. I've never seen anything from him, but there's people that actually think he could be somebody. And I think that's awesome. So we've got a backup right tackle. We got a backup left tackle. That is, that's something we haven't had in years.
True. We haven't had starters, for Pete's sake.
Right. Usually somebody goes down and then we're just shit out of luck. And now, it looks like Joey D, or Joey Three Leg, like Bonesy likes to call him, is actually doing something for this team. And it looks like we have a future on top of, I put $300 down on the Jets to win the Super Bowl at 28-1 odds or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
I'm guessing I'm not winning that bet, but it seemed like a bet I had to make.
I love it. Hey, put some skin down. And when to me, I know there are a lot of people out there that are not me, but a lot of other people have bet against the Jets because like they've given them so many battle scars that they try to win either way. That if the Jets win, okay, they're excited about that. If they lose, haha, I made money. But to me, I try to double down on the winning. So if and when they win and then I bet money, I'm like, I feel double great because I invested in what I already believed in. So that's normally my modus operandi. Yeah.
No, I like that. I like that strategy, but I just can't bet against them. It's tough. It's
exactly.
Tough. All right, Paul. Congrats on the sex, and have a good one, brother.
I appreciate it, Darren. We will get that future you versus BMAC, I'm sure, in the near future. We will definitely make that happen. I think it was John Sauer in here. I'll see if I can find that comment real quick with his Breece Hall contract projection. Let me see if I can see that. Yeah, Google, man, that was an experience. Let me see if I could find that. John, so I think he said a 4-year deal for $48 million, I believe is what I saw. That one is basically the deal that Josh Jacobs signed, but it's really kind of a 1-year deal for 12. I don't think Brees bites at 12. Again, the running back market's hard to evaluate because Christian set the bar at 16 initially, and then no one topped it. And then Christian topped himself with the 19 million per year average. So, like, it's just a complicated negotiation for both Brees and the Jets. Brees knows how much he wants to get, but it's a little bit more complicated on the other side. It's going to be tough. He needs that season, though. So the first year he played 7 games, gets hurt. Second year plays all 17, but doesn't get 1,000. But he had a prolific receiving season, but it's hard to evaluate. If he comes out this season and has that bang, 1,300 yard rushing season, along with whatever receiving prowess he brings to the table, all of a sudden he comes to that negotiating table with a little bit of chutzpah that he does, figuring everything out. So that will get a little bit more spicy. But if he has another season that's right around, to me, I think the number isn't 12. I don't think it's 13. I think it's in that, if we're outside of like this crazy ass, I don't know, outside of this crazy ass season, maybe you could get 14, 15, 16. It's hard to top Christian at 19 unless you just, he leads the league in rushing and he has another amazing receiving season. Maybe at that point you could get crazy, but boy, this is going to be difficult because we haven't seen Joe Douglas in a position outside of the Dalvin Cook thing, like pay a running back. And that one, I don't even know if that counts. And John says, Paul, I don't either, but JD not going to pay big for a running back. And we haven't seen it yet, so we don't know. But Brees, to me, is more than a running back, which makes it very interesting as part of that conversation. So that part will be kind of interesting to me. We'll see. But yeah, they got some big decisions coming up. There's just no question about it. All right, that was an interesting group of calls. There's just no other way to put it. Darren jumping on, that was nice. No BMAC, but Google Man. I can't remember which one it was, but either way, that was Google Man. It was definitely not boy. I'm the boy, Boy Green, but Google Man. That was okay. I like it. All right, anywho, well, thanks to the 400 people who are tuning in live to the show. Make sure, again, you guys like the video. Hit subscribe down below, youtube.com/BoyGreen25. We appreciate you. And make sure as well, like I said, the Boy Green Coffee Club, that's in there too. Make sure you guys join the group. The more that you can, the better. And we got 20 people in there. Let's get even more, baby. Even more members. That'd be spectacular. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with your favorite guest. My father joins us tomorrow on a Saturday edition. We'll keep going down our Jet schedule train, which is a lot of fun. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Enjoy the heck out of your Friday. And we'll be back on the weekend for Boy Green Daily. Take care, and we'll see you.